which of course brings us to Anime of the Year, which I was not surprised about because, in case you had forgotten, this is an identical award to the award that I presented. It is the exact same nominations as Best New Series. So if Solo Leveling did not win this, there must have been something really, really dodgy going on. I would raise more eyebrows if Solo Leveling didn't win this one. Of course, Solo Leveling needed to win this one at this point because I'd already presented this award. Let's be honest. Like I said, no anger. I feel nothing. I knew this was going to happen, which kind of brings me to, I guess, my overall opinions of this entire award show. And I guess what perspective we have. I guess I'll go back to Best Continuing Series for this one. Sorry, Best New Original Anime. Ninja Kamui won this. And initially, I was exceedingly surprised about this one because I was like, okay, obviously, I have my favorites, which is Girls Band Cry. And then I thought about it. And then I was like, of course, Girls Band Cry was not going to win this one. This wasn't even legally available for like months. And like so many people could not fucking watch this even because it just was not available for the longest time. And out of all of these shows, the one that started off the strongest with some great animation was Ninja Kamui, right? That was with strongest action animation. I think. Ninja Kamui had, I forgot what was the director of Ninja Kamui? Like, he's a fucking goated action director. Sung-Hoo Park. Big fan of his work, all right? I'm really, really bad at names. Directed Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1. Directed God of High School as well. And God of High School was a show that, say what you want about the story and adaptation, holy shit, did it have some amazing, amazing action animation and choreography. And I think Ninja Kamui got a lot of hype in the beginning, right? Ninja Kamui got a lot of hype at the beginning for some very, very hype, flashy, great action scenes, right? And I think what I realized after this many years of covering the Anime Awards and seeing what wins, people, and specifically, I think it's the Western audience, right? Because Crunchyroll is very much a representation of the Western audience. Anime has gotten popular enough that not everyone that votes on these awards are just going to watch the entire spectrum of what anime has to offer. A lot of the appeal in terms of what gets headlines and what gets spread around, especially just things that break out of the sphere of just, you know, anime fans that watch a lot of anime that come out, is very flashy action anime. That's why Shonen Jump shows are exceptionally popular. That's why I think Solo Leveling did exceedingly well overseas. I'm not sure how popular it got here in Japan, but I know that Solo Leveling did not get as popular in Japan as it did. As like the effect that Solo Leveling had in Japan is not comparable to the effect that Solo Leveling had to an international audience. And I think what the Crunchyroll Anime Awards represents is your general anime watcher. And your general anime watcher is a different kind of community than I think the community that existed 10 years ago. It is kind of grown past the anime community that we recognize, the anime fans that I'm sure are in chat right now. It's grown to just a more general audience. And a show with a little bit more of a niche appeal is never going to hit a general audience as much as something like Solo Leveling, at least in the Western sphere. Even something that's got in the anime sphere, for anime fans, that got as popular as something like Frieren, right? Because to me, as an anime fan, I was like, yo, Frieren is the first time I've seen an anime that is not like completely action oriented that actually got decently popular and actually had an effect on so many people that watch anime. And I think what this made me realize is that as popular as Frieren did get for people who are very, very well versed in anime, it still does not compare to a general audience. Because how often do you talk to someone who watches anime but doesn't watch every anime? I have talked to so many people that have watched Solo Leveling and have watched Jujutsu Kaisen and have watched these action anime and just know no other anime but that genre, you know? Because those are the anime that goes past the little bubble that we have. And Frieren very much represents that anime that is very, 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 very popular for anime watchers, but maybe doesn't go past that bubble in the same way that JJK does, that Solo Leveling does, that Demon Slayer does. And so I just think, instead of being angry, you know, like I said, zero anger, no anger. I just think that this is just a representation of anime watchers today. This award is just the representation of just the general anime audience. And it is just a different audience. Because you know what? Remember when we were all salty when Yuri on Ice won every single award in the first year of the Anime Awards? I do not think that we would be able to see something like that again. Because that represents a time where one show got exceedingly popular, right? Which was Yuri on Ice that year. But it was a show that got exceedingly popular that wasn't just a flashy action show. And I don't know when the next time is going to happen when a flashy action show doesn't dominate these awards. Because I just think they just have a much wider appeal than other genres of anime. Made in Abyss won Anime of the Year, right? What a year that was. And that was an upset that year. So I think it paints a picture that if Frieren didn't win this year, I have kind of just lost hope that anything but an action anime is going to win Anime of the Year for any anime awards. That is my conclusion. I would love to be proved wrong in the future. And I hope I am, because I would love for more genres of anime to get represented as some of the top tier anime. No copium left. But I think, yeah, Solo Leveling is insanely popular, and it's going to take a lot for something else to be able to dethrone a hot, flashy action anime. Like I said, I don't even dislike Solo Leveling. I like Solo Leveling. I enjoy it. I enjoy it for what it is. I don't even have the energy anymore. So I just want to focus my energy on shouting out that at least these shows got nominated. There have been some years where some fantastic shows have aired that weren't action shows that didn't get nominated. I would like to shout out that if there was a W in my mind for this year, it was the fact that we got such a wide range of nominations for Anime of the Year this year. And I'm sincerely hoping that Orb is at least going to be nominated next year for something. I'm hoping that it was a technicality that Orb wasn't nominated. But for now, I am happy that these shows actually got the nomination for Anime of the Year, because I think it's time to accept that anime has just become bigger than the bubble that we grew up in. That is it. That is it. That is my review of the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. It's out of our control, guys. It's out of our control.